No, no, it's true because it's just started the. Hang on, no, processing all the live stuff. um, Hang on a second. Oops. Oh, here we go. Yay! All right, there we go. Oh, 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 yeah, and of course. Oh, that's funny. Yep, it cut us. Okay. Hey, we are live. Welcome, welcome everyone. And we have Anastasia back with her amazing deck. So if you watched last week, the funny conversation that started off the live was specifically from that deck.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're trying to find the particular card here now.
There is a surprise card. I can just give you.
That's the one. That's the one. That's
Oh,
the
yeah.
one.
Yes. And yeah, go ahead and talk however, because I already.
I just love this guy. I love this guy. I love this guy. You know,
That's.
he's a bit of a dickhead. You know.
Yeah.
So I am wondering, and this beautiful deck, is there something, around genitalia?
Well,
Why is that?
come on, we all still find them funny. We all still find them funny, and I guess monks did as well.
Oh, yeah.
Because they did draw a lot of genitalia and a lot of buttocks and a lot of that sort of stuff going on. I guess we just find that funny, and it sort of gives us a bit of a shock and a bit of a laugh, and knocks us off center a bit when we see something like that. So it's very good for I suppose sort of nudging people out of an awkward formality. It's a kind of an icebreaker. Yeah, that would be very uncomfortable, but you know what I mean.
Yes.
I think there is a reason. There is a reason for that, because you're saying all kinds of things. We're saying all kinds of things in the Lenormand, and we want to get to the truth, to people's genuine feelings and thoughts, not just the face you put on, the serious face that never laughs at toilets or willies or whatever. So we're just going to give people a little shove and knock them right out of that sort of formal complacency. I like that. I like that. It's a very good use of humor, and it's also I think useful when we want to talk about more serious things, which might also be controversial. Yes, we are having a go at people's preconceptions about how we should do this. So I think it's a kind of a valuable tool in that way, and I would be far from being the only person ever to use that in that way over the course of history. And also, it's funny, and why should we not have a laugh? I think I said in I gave a little talk with Tabby at the midwinter conference, and I talked a little bit about the character of Jorge de Burgos in The Name of the Rose. And you know, Jorge de Burgos is the old monk who turns out, spoiler alert, he is actually the one poisoning everybody so that they will not be able to read and pass on the missing text of Aristotle's Poetics, which is about comedy and about humor, because Jorge de Burgos does not want people to laugh.
Oh no!
Because there was a strand in the church that felt that laughter was a bad thing because it made people less afraid, and you're supposed to be afraid. You're supposed to be afraid of God. You're supposed to be afraid of the devil. You're supposed to be afraid of everything and do as you're told. And anything which
Yes.
encourages people to laugh at stuff is really a bad thing. We don't want people laughing. We do not want people mocking fear. We want them to be shaking in their boots. Thank you very much. So we should always and forever be battling against the Jorges de Burgos of this world. I feel that very strongly. No,
Yeah.
down with Jorge de Burgos. Boo.
Yes.
Yeah, but
Exactly.
what you say is very thought through. You know, we laugh and we like to have a laugh, but it's like serious stuff. And also, you know, as a therapist, there is some really great value to switch stance towards misery. And from the moment that you are able to laugh with your misery, you're like cured.
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah,
I like that. That
You're
is good
cured,
though.
but it's as good as it gets, I reckon. You know, you do have to laugh. You do have to laugh at things. You have to, and it's true that it does help to banish fear. And unlike Jorge de Burgos and some very senior thinkers of that time in the church, I feel that fear is actually a bad thing, and that probably most of the evils of the world, if you look at them really closely, come down to fear of some sort. You know,
yeah,
Oh,
whether it's like fear of failure, fear of disapproval, fear of hunger, fear of loss, fear of things that are different and unknown. Most of
yeah.
the horrible things people do end up being rooted in fear. So anything which diminishes the amount of fear in the world and just looks at things, you can look at things really straight on and really truthfully and laugh.
mhm,
And that for me is a good thing. And it helps us to look at the scary stuff as well. If you can laugh at it a little, you
yeah,
can look at it without flinching, without wanting to put it away, without wanting to run away. So
yeah, yeah.
yeah, I think I
And
think
that's
that's why I just fell in love with these medieval illuminations, the comic little figures and the
yeah,
little
they are beautiful.
stories. They are funny. They're funny and sometimes very clever and sometimes just really rude. And
Ours
they sort
trumpets.
of
Oh, I
lift
want to.
your heart
Yes.
up in a way. You do not feel depressed, or when you can feel you can feel depressed, but somehow that does sort of cut through it. Depression and fear and over serious approach to life, because
Mhm.
life happens. You can't do much about it. It's there.
No.
Oh,
And
I think
yes.
it's
So
better to
true.
approach it with.
and the,
Yeah.
these
Oh,
these
yeah.
images are
I think Andrea said something similar.
Yeah. Oh, go ahead. Oh, go ahead.
Hmm?
oh so yeah so these
Sorry.
images
No, Bjorn said something and I missed that.
Oh,
yeah so the beauty of these images where you created your deck with I also find you know these come from an era where people were illiterate. So in order to exchange information
Yeah,
and to especially to exchange concepts where we now write
that's
about, they
right.
had to make the ultimate use of symbolism, allegory, and play. So these images, they are so rich in communication. You know,
Yeah,
we have to understand that only for our communication, we are like talking now, but the only so words are only like 10%
yeah,
of all the communication. So this has so much research in order to play with. So and it would be rude to just laugh at it because they are funny, but these are so rich of imagery, but they speak to a
But
deeper volume. That's why.
there is also a lot of meaning in there. Yeah,
Yeah,
because of
yeah,
course
yeah, yeah.
they read imagery a lot better than we do. They which is
Yeah,
surprising considering that we are absolutely bombarded with imagery from all sides in every aspect of our life now, and yet we don't read that imagery as a medieval peasant would. We don't
yeah, but we are,
understand it, which I think
yeah,
makes us a bit more prone to being manipulated by it because we don't consciously know what we're responding to. But your medieval peasant spent a lot of time looking at pictures and understanding what was behind them and what the meaning of gestures and expressions and colors and forms were in one particular context. It's true, but they really had far better visual literacy than we did do. And
yeah.
the other thing that I thought what you said then about how most people were illiterate, there was another level to that, which I actually sort of thought about later, is that not only were people illiterate, but people generally didn't travel, so they didn't speak other languages either. They
Mm.
didn't even understand
Yeah.
the language that their religion was transmitted in. They didn't speak Latin. They
Hmm.
listened to it and understood nothing. And because people didn't travel so much, you would travel 50 miles, and the people in that village, in that place, would be speaking a different dialect. Travel 100 miles, they'd be speaking another language, and you didn't know it. But these
Hmm.
pictures traveled from country to country, from place to place.
Hmm.
Often you see the same images over and over again, and very little changed. I mean, the individual artists would alter things, or they would copy from another artist. Oh, that's a funny one. I'm going to use that. But they didn't in everyday life speak the same languages, so this sort of cut through a
Yeah.
language barrier in allowing people over the known world to communicate with each other.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of fantastic because although officially all your monks and churchmen would know some Latin and they'd be able to communicate with each other through that, I think in practice a lot of them were a lot less educated than people at the highest levels. And the other people who are sort of having books made for them for home use, they didn't necessarily speak that many languages. Obviously,
Hmm.
the wealthy travelled from place to place and were a bit more learned. But most people spoke only one dialect of one language, and yet they could understand this imagery and stories told through this imagery from all over Europe. So
Hmm.
so
Yeah.
that I found quite interesting as well, is that it was a common language. It
Hmm.
was
Yeah,
a it was a common and a universal language,
Yeah.
which is
Simply always.
and so
Yeah.
they could communicate things that were approved and things that weren't approved too, and that's where it gets really interesting when people start passing on information and thoughts that are not the approved version, and they're doing it with drawings.
Yes. Yeah. It speaks a lot, like deeper
And we can
truths.
carry on. We can carry on doing this sort of stuff, and nobody will know what we're saying because they'll just see a lot of people sticking their bums in the air and go, "Oh, that's not very interesting." And
Mhm.
now that we've got rid of them, we can talk about the revolution. You see.
Mhm. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah, definitely. That's why I like those. And I know because like you're saying that, yeah, this things being censored or seeing it, but those pictures were in a time where like the church was like in the big control. They didn't want those kind of pictures. They didn't want people like doing those things. But the fact that it was there, I think, was amazing. You know,
And
because
it was happening. It was happening right in the heart of the church, in their own
yes,
monasteries.
yes,
People
yeah,
were. They were drawing. They were telling stories. They were telling very unsanctioned stories, and it was just sort of seeping through. And I think we need to keep it going. That's a strand of the culture of the Middle Ages, which I think would be very useful to revisit now.
oh,
And yeah, we
yes,
don't want to lose that. So
no,
yes,
Well, it's
carry
such an
on.
interesting era, and especially also where paganism meets new Christianity. So in Europe, and this is
Yeah.
something really, really, really interesting.
yeah,
Especially also what we do with codemancy and tarot and
Yeah.
all that, because that's where I will be talking about in my next work on tarot. So what did those people had? Some sort of folk theater in order to teach morals and all that. See, but they also use this imagery
Well,
also at cathedrals.
yeah,
mhm,
yeah. Sort of green men and little monsters
Yeah,
and dragons and
yeah,
mermaids and all kinds of things which carry on living and existing. Right in the heart of the beast. It's
yes,
amazing.
yes,
yeah.
no, absolutely.
I think it's really a really beautiful thing.
Hmm.
And yeah, they did have the stories. I was going to talk a little bit. I
Oh
just wanted
yes,
because I've just been thinking a little bit about this guy.
yes.
This guy,
Let's. Oh, the
Reynard the
fox.
fox, and here he is again.
Yes.
Oh,
He's not really dead. We know that story. They
Yes,
should have
yes,
nailed the lid on the box. What should have
yeah.
happened, but do people ever learn? But Reynard is he's one of the older stories that just remains really popular. In fact, it's so popular that I believe that the French word for fox is now renard, but that
yeah.
wasn't the original French name for fox. They adopted it from the name of the character. I think it was Reinhardt or Reichenhardt or something in the Germanic version of the
Yeah, I
Reynard
think so. Yeah.
stories. Um, but I think
Yeah.
he's so much older than that. I was thinking about another sort of cycle of tales, and it's an Arabic one, Khalila and
Uh-huh.
Dimna, and it's the main character are these two jackals,
Oh,
and
nice.
they one of them is a lot like Reynard, and one is like the straight man.
Yeah.
And at a time when in the Muslim world, visual representation of human and animal figures was variously prescribed. Like at some points, it was just the prophet and the saints who couldn't be represented, and sometimes it was any human figure couldn't be represented. And some went as far as not to allow animals as well, but that was rare. So animal
Yes.
fables were very popular because it's all about
Hmm.
these funny animals, and we can have pictures of them and hear about these funny
Yeah.
animals doing funny animal stuff. And hey, nobody has to get offended or um,
No, no. It's fun.
arrested or anything.
Yes.
And those went all around Southern Europe. horse, and it was one of the first texts during the era of the Frankish kings that a Christian king had
Oh,
translated into Spanish, Kalila and
yes.
Dimna.
I'm looking that up.
And I think it originally came via Persia, and a lot of the stories were derived from an extremely old Hindu text. So these jackals, and I think the jackals became foxes in Northern Europe because
Yeah.
there are more foxes there. So I think that they are connected. I think they are all connected. These stories you even get in the Americas. You get the coyote stories, and I wonder whether
Hmm.
coyote actually just does come from the same source as Kalila and Dimna and Reynard the fox, because it could be that old.
Yes.
The telling of fox stories. I mean, if you look in Aesop's fables, this pre-Common Era Greek, going back,
Yes.
maybe as far as 3,000 years.
Oh, wow.
And I think there are about 108 stories in Aesop concerning foxes, so
Oh, wow.
all of whom have pretty much the same character.
Yeah.
So he's a
Naughty.
very, very important guy, and we see him being really popular in the Middle Ages because because he really appeals to that bit of us that wants to break all the rules, and you're living in a very rule-bound
Exactly.
society. You have to be extremely careful about what you do, when, what you say, and to whom. And the appeal of a character who is a trickster character who basically doesn't obey any rules. He breaks all the rules. He does what he likes. He just behaves awfully. And what an appealing character he must be to people who had to be extremely careful not to sin, not to break laws, not to cause offense.
Mhm.
I think that's why he's remained so loved. Him and his many cousins around the world. You've got fox characters
Oh,
in Japanese folklore, in
Mm,
oh my.
yeah,
Manchurian
that's
Chinese
that.
folklore, and
Yes.
That's a
they're
very
all around the world. There's fox.
Uh, yes.
Yeah,
that's very smart.
breaking rules for all those who can't.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
they're
can
big deal
even
breakers.
add a little bit of information for you in order to substantiate your story.
Oh,
Because at those time where uh, Reynard became like famous, like the trickster ID was also an overall ID, also seen in like Commedia dell'arte from that time. You know, where somehow, and this I
yeah,
wrote in an essay recently. So there you have like the switch of the devil figure going in a new hybrid form of the trickster, you know, and then like in Europe,
yeah,
it's like the blackface mask with those guild
ooh,
costumes, performing
yeah,
strange acts and all that. That
Yeah.
goes alongside with Reynard the Fox. So
Mm,
that's like an overall ID, which you also see like in the Arthur legends, an overall ID of a system of
yeah,
morality, but that is somehow expressed in different forms. And so
yes.
Reinhardt is
mm,
somehow the same ID of the Arlequino. So because he's so clever, so he can somehow, yeah,
yeah,
fuck us all, but he is of very much use. We can also make use of him. There's some sort of
Yeah.
A Loki figure.
Yes. Like that.
yeah, yeah. That's right. I think he's just one of the oldest characters in human story.
Yes.
I
Mhm.
think that he is
The
very, very
fox.
closely associated with the fox or the jackal or whatever. This is an animal which is clever and amusing, but not useful to people.
Yeah.
Um,
Naughty.
and it just maintains that. status to this day. One interesting thing I sort of found in my research about that, and I'm actually using this in the next Glenormand deck that I'm making,
Oh,
of
nice.
course, is that when you get into the Slavic countries, to Russia, Ukraine, Belarus, Poland, Mr. Fox becomes Mrs. Fox. Mr. Fox is always a girl fox in Slavic stories. It's just as greedy and wicked and naughty as Reynard is, but now she's a girl. I know in Russian she's called Lisa Ivanovna, because all the animals are called Ivanov or Ivanovna. You know, they're like called Jones.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
in the Russian story. Anyway, but all her stories are the same. She's trying to trick people and con them, and generally eat all the chickens. The very important theme that just carries wherever these stories goes, that chickens are going to have a hard time, but it's chickens.
Yes. Yeah, yeah.
So,
Always
that
the
was
victim.
like why he's like the mascot, and the heart of my deck, I think, is Reynard and his rule breaking, mischievous trickster character, turning everything upside down, like the world turned upside down, the carnival world.
Yes.
Like Bjorn was saying, that sort of led into the Commedia dell'arte characters as well.
Yeah.
It also
Because the
still is.
everyday world was not such a great place to be living in the Middle Ages, more
Yeah.
than it is now, I imagine.
Yeah.
So an escape from the carnival world where everything's turned upside down, and you've got a character, an anti-hero character who can break all the rules. It's always going to be enjoyed.
Yes. Oh my gosh, absolutely. I love that, especially since Lenormand does mirror the real life, symbols. Like, and the fox is definitely in all the stories the meaning of that little naughty fox breaking the rules, bringing out our rebellious side.
We shouldn't like him. He does terrible things. He is not a great friend.
Yeah,
Everything he does is
naughty.
something which you really should disapprove of, and yet he's just funnier than everyone else, and we secretly love him.
Yes, yeah,
And I think that's why it's like he is sort of acting as our proxy for all the things that we cannot do, all the things we've ever thought but didn't dare say.
yes, our
Reynard is there
rebellious
for
side.
us,
Yes,
because Reynard
exactly.
will just go ahead and do it.
Oh
Why
yeah,
not?
yeah, yes. And like putting himself first for the medieval
Oh
things.
yes, very, very much so, very much so.
Yes.
There's nothing selfless about old Reynard.
Nope, nope.
I find it interesting that he's often picked in a lot of the Norman readers use the fox as the work card, like as in your sort of your job, your livelihood, and I wonder what that says about an attitude to work. Is that it's like hustle, putting one over on other people, a sort of battle of trickery. Well,
Yes.
that's interesting, isn't it? That's interesting that
I've
you would use Reynard for that.
yeah.
And then
The,
I think I read
I always
all
thought
about
so.
that in the book. And how does that work out for him usually in the end? I mean, how many times does Reynard truly come out on top? Because he doesn't. You know,
No,
he messes up. He
it's
gets caught. His cunning plans come to nothing.
Yes,
I
exactly.
mean, he escapes from the coffin, sure, but it's very much an up and down sort of
Yeah,
situation. So
that's
maybe we should we might find him amusing, but I'm not sure we should emulate him really.
oh no, no. That's that's what I
Something
was
react.
thinking. And yeah, that's why it's weird for the work card because, like you said, nothing works out for him in the end. So what does that say about you and your work and like your job if nothing's going to
Yeah,
work out?
yeah. So I'm like I am questioning this sort of allocation of a particular area to this card. I'm not sure about the fox as the work card because
Yeah,
there
yeah.
there there is nowhere there is no, I mean, not just in my deck, but I don't think there's a culture on earth that won't look at the fox and see, well, that looks like some bad life choices. Actually,
But
don't do that.
I know the source where this comes from. This is from a French author. She's like Colette Silvestre, and she was like one of the first authors in French, and she somehow brought that idea in the world.
Oh, for the
Uh,
trying
yeah,
to trying to
Yeah,
get
yeah.
ahead through trickery and then watching it all collapse. No,
Well,
just
I don't know the explanation, but I think that's
no.
something like that, you know. But yeah, in the end, that's
Yeah.
what I also say. There is no explicit work card in the Petit Lenormand, so a lot of people tend to use the moon, as I do. There are a lot of people who use the anchor, which I also can resonate with. But yeah, it's a
Yeah,
matter
I
of
heard.
taste. But
Uh,
the fox, yeah, that's a thing within France, yeah.
That's interesting because
yeah. So maybe it's a French attitude towards work. I don't know. I shall ask some French people, and then I shall
yeah,
run away fast before they get angry with me. But I
exactly.
heard that the anchor is very popularly used as the work card in the German tradition, and I can
Hmm.
see that. I can see that. There is a thing in German culture that your work is extremely serious. You
Hmm.
you know this is an immovable object. This is work, and it must be respected, and it's what sort of ties everything down. So yeah,
Yeah.
you can see different cultural attitudes to areas of life according to who they pick as the work card. I think that's
Yeah.
quite interesting.
Yeah.
Although
Yeah.
I think that there is a big blind spot in this, because you have to understand also maybe like the earliest authors on the system of Petit Lenormand, they were somewhere end years of 1980s. You see, then they
Mm.
came like in Dutch, in
Mm,
French, and in German, you know. And there is something that's
mm,
my critique, that people somehow think there are some fixed schools, but those
Hmm.
schools, they are somehow the result of an
mm,
author very late in the tradition, who somehow had like an interpretation of the old method, and then somehow give her own
mm,
personal interpretation. And there you get some slight differences, like the anchor comes from Iris Strebner, you know, the moon comes from Erna Droesbeek, she's from Belgium, where I am, and then the Colette Silvestre somehow did something with the fox.
mm.
So, but then there is this overall idea that's like a cultural difference, which is definitely not the case, because I did this investigation with old readers, and then you see that you have, like in Germany, people use the moon card as work card, and just as well in Belgium or in France, who use the anchor as a word
All
card.
right.
Mm.
Okay. So
So
it is a sort of less geographically determined.
yeah,
Um,
yeah, I'm definitely. But now in hindsight, there was always like this schools. So there was people talking about Belgian school, about French school, you know, but that in a tradition never existed. Really, I'm
Uh,
pretty much sure on that.
ah,
But
but that
you see, but you see, so all of a
so
sudden there is
is that
somehow
something that's been sort of developed over the last
Yeah, but as
I suppose over the last 40 years, as
yeah, that's a
more
very
gets
modern
written
idea.
down
Yeah, and that's
of
because
constructed
there was a
regional
Belgian
schools.
author,
Yeah.
a German author, and a French author who had like a different take on what they read. They could only have read the method of distance because that's the only traditional
Ah,
pamphlet or textbook,
Yeah.
how it
yeah,
is, made somehow in the 19th century. And then all of a sudden, there are written books in the 1980s, almost 90s. You see, there's such a discrepancy between that. But people had like their own takes. And if you do the investigation with all these old readers, you can see that they somehow made their own takes on the method of distance.
yeah,
But that could just
Yeah.
as mean the same be in Berlin as in Paris as in Brussels at the same time, but also as diverse as
yeah.
possible. That's
Yeah.
my take.
Oh,
I suppose also if you go back 200 years, and not all the countries are in the same places, all the borders, and you
No,
don't have, like, for example, the unified Italy. You've got lots of little German kingdoms, and there
well,
are areas between France,
yeah.
Belgium, and wherever the aren't where they are today. So
yeah,
And language too, like you were
I
saying.
suppose to talk of a unified tradition in a world that didn't have, like,
Wha-
unified nations the way that we do now is probably
Hmm.
yeah,
yeah, I can see issues with that.
yeah,
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
that's interesting. I suppose I hadn't thought about that because I hadn't really looked into the history of different traditions, or looked to see how far back that actually went. And you're
yeah,
saying that
yeah.
it's actually doesn't go
I really
as far
investigated
as
this, and because you can also know that there are no different LVBs. There is this method of distance as the first petit le Normand source, and they were like the same in Germany, Switzerland, France, or whatever. So we had like
yeah,
always like the same pamphlet and the same instructions.
yeah.
Yeah. Hmm.
And
That's how they
then people
interpret it.
have added to that over time, I suppose,
Yeah,
because
and
it's not
Yeah.
a
what we now see as tools is dependent on those first late 1980s authors and who had somehow like a different stance, especially on the work cards. And then
yeah,
they were thinking, okay, these are like different schools, which is not the case. These are like different takes,
Hmm.
yeah.
Yeah.
which
Oh,
can
That's
be
we're looking for
schools
the
after all, but not a
here.
tradition.
Yeah. So we've got the anchor. No, no.
Yeah,
I love that. That's
Yeah, I
oh
mean,
my gosh.
that actually makes quite a good work card, and
I
health and
love it
safety at
because
work card.
yeah, that's what I was gonna say the like what not to do.
But be really
I
careful with heavy machinery at work. That's definitely saying that to me there.
I say all caution thrown to
Um,
the wind and just have fun, right?
and we've got Reynard as a work card. He's running a scam,
Yeah,
preaching to
that's what
the
I was gonna
wind.
say. Yeah, looks like
Um,
he's the snake oil
yeah,
salesman. Sell
so,
his wares and get out
yeah,
of
not
town.
something you might want to really. And let's we're trying to find the moon card
Oh
now,
yeah,
and
that's yeah,
about which is Bjorn's preferred work card. And I've got a
yeah,
couple of other proposals here, which
yeah, I like them all. They're really good.
could.
yes. But yeah, I'd love to see the moon card. I was just
Where's that got to? Can never find
I
that
know.
one
I wish
right away.
that's
Ah,
I
so.
saw
here we are.
this.
Here we are. Here we are. Uh,
I saw
but
this
but
detail on the coffin card with Reinhard laying,
Oh
having
yeah.
spent his last breath.
Oh, I like the moon
yeah.
card. That I like it.
Oh, I mean,
And
the moon
that's
card here looks a bit more playful, but actually, I suppose I suppose when God set the celestial bodies into the heavens, that was the first construction project that ever was. So I guess for the work card, he's just he's just sort of being a bit more lighthearted about it today, being
Exactly.
a bit more playful in his job.
I feel like that's what work should be anyway. Work
Using
should be fun, not work. Yeah, that should be more fun. Picking something you enjoy.
I think that's right. Well, we've got the example of the creator here,
Yeah.
saying work should be more fun.
Oh,
Have a little fun with it.
I like that too. The creation card
And we've
because
got another health one.
oh
We've got
oh
Scythe.
yes, it cut off.
So
There's
because Scythe stands for some professions, and in all of them, professions where you probably need to be a bit more careful in this. So.
especially the medieval times.
What's the other one I thought of was, now I know that some people do use this one, but it's for work in the sense of something repetitive and not particularly enjoyable, so not a particularly positive work card, and that would be whips or rods. So I have it here.
That's a badge. That's like you hate your job.
There's rods up.
Yeah. So, oh my goodness. Yeah, that reminds me of like a work.
That could be a work card, you know.
Oh, there's
So
the
yeah, just
trumpet.
sort of something repetitive. Something that goes on, and then this guy, this animal with the bark trumpet comes and tramples all your grain and starts eating your stores.
Yes.
And maybe he's, it's sort of a bit like the tax office, only more fun.
Yes, exactly. I like
So
that.
yeah.
Oh my goodness.
This
And if
this
anyone,
garden cards. I have a question. This man from the garden card with the tree.
Okay.
Is this somehow inspired by the Schembachlofer in Germany?
Wow. No, it was not directly. He's the wild man, the woodwoes in English.
Yeah.
In the Basque country, he's the Bassa down. And I think he's got versions all over Europe, and he's the wild man of the woods carrying his tree. And he also shares a lot of his iconography with the sort of ancient Romano-Celtic deity, who
Yes.
one of the most popular Roman deities, who never has, but he doesn't have any temples or any particular formal setup. Which is Sylvanus, who is kind of the god of. He's like a god of boundaries, but specifically boundaries between nature and civilization. It's like he's the one you pay to protect your flocks from the wolves, but he's
yes.
also has an interest in protecting the wolves from you. I like him very much. He's a very interesting character, and the fact that he was so popular, particularly amongst Roman and Roman Empire plebeians in towns, actually.
Yes.
It was like
Yes.
worshipping Sylvanus was kind of their way of touching grass, keeping in contact with something real. But he's not one of the big three on Capitoline Hill. He doesn't have big temples or anything, but he lasts and lasts. He actually, I think he appears in Edmund Spenser's The Fairy Queen. Much in the same guise that you see him in the garden card here, where as the wild man carrying the tree over his shoulder, and
Well, if you want to show the
he
card.
rescues some princess being lost in the forest and is getting attacked by other less friendly forest deities. But Sylvanus is always the safe person who says, come with me. I'll save you from these like really annoying satires.
Someone in the comments didn't
So
see the card. If you want to show it.
A lovely. Let's just have a.
Oh, he shuffled it
How have I
back
put
in.
that one?
Because someone in the comments didn't
Aha,
see the
I've got it.
card, but if you already shuffled it back in, I can just post it later for them.
Here,
Oh, okay, right there.
here we
Yeah,
are.
because someone in the
There we
comments
are.
was saying they couldn't really see it, but yeah, okay. All right,
So
perfect. Thank you.
he's outside the garden, and the green man is inside the garden, and I suppose it's just talking about those boundaries and the mutual respect which is sort of necessary between the wild and the cultivated, and the
Yes.
proper balance. And he
Yeah.
remains such a popular figure. He's another one that you often see in the corners of churches and
Yes.
Hmm.
And there
the
is yet
like
another link.
carvings of
And,
the
and
hairy wild man. But he's
Yes.
always quite a friendly character.
Yes. Yeah, definitely. I like that.
Again, he is like he's not quite civilized, but he's not antipathetic to civilization either. So he's a
Yeah,
concept that I like very much. And then
I
of
can
course we have
imagine.
the green man, the green knight, and the green lady, and Gawain and the
Yes.
green knight,
Yes.
and
Arthur.
all those stories. Arthur, yep,
The
yeah,
Arthur theme.
so I've got the green knight at home tending his garden, and
Oh, that. Okay.
yeah,
Yes.
and the
but
lady is telling the. It looks like she's telling the woodways, "Don't you bring that in here? You know, this is a cultivated garden."
Yes. I like that.
there are even more links to the Arthurian legend because your wild man here is also interchangeable with the jester. And you can also see this in iconography that they are like interchangeable. So the wild man, so the prima materia, and after a while, so the jester became also like this, get a fixed costume, also like the trickster, so the Arlequino figure, and they had always like these diamonds. So these diamonds
They
also
come
allude,
together.
yeah, so they allude to the wild man, and that's also why the fool, like
Yeah,
in Terror, is wearing this stick. But here we
yeah.
go. So in all these
The
different
one with
Arthur legends,
no number because
yeah.
he
So
has no number because he is before the hierarchy. He is outside the hierarchy, I think. And
yeah, but also
looking at some of the very earliest tarots, you're right. But the fool does seem to come in two varieties. One is the innocent wild man, and the
yeah,
second one is the trickster.
yeah, and you
And
can
then
also
he's
see this in the
becoming
Arthur
the
legends.
magician who is like who is further into the trickster mold, as far as I can see. He is find the lady, and now you see it, now you don't.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's he is in that mold. But yeah,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
fool can be both of those characters, the innocent and the tricky, sort of like the um sort of African traditional religions in America have in the Caribbean have Eshu. Eshu is the trickster character in that tradition, and there's a story about he wears a hat of two different colors. It's black on one side and red on the other, and he likes to walk between the farms of two farmers wearing this hat. And one of them later swears that he was wearing a black hat, and the other one later swears that he was wearing a red hat, trying to take some legal case against him. I don't remember the entire story completely offhand, but the idea was that they couldn't agree what color hat he was wearing, and so the case is thrown out. But
Yeah.
he's fooled them both, for he is wearing both hats at once. Yes.
I like that.
So
Clever.
yeah, the fool being both the innocent and the clever one. The
Yeah.
the fool is wearing the two hats, and
Yeah.
Yeah, so he is Mr. Fox, and he is the wild woodways in the garden,
Hmm.
nature and
I
civilization.
Oh
Mm.
yeah. Yeah, I like that. It's like be more free, like more fun attitude too, just always being in nature. No worries.
Yes, but I mean, nature's all very well, but we have to adapt our bit of it to live in it. Otherwise, it can get a bit uncomfortable.
Mhm. Oh. I think
Oh,
with the
it's a phrase from a. I can't remember where this phrase comes from. It was from a comic strip or somewhere, but it, that I read as a child, and it was like, yeah, the wild's okay for a visit, but I wouldn't want to live there.
the
So
wild thing.
we have that structure in the Lenormand cards in the tarot too,
Yes. Yeah. No, absolutely.
of the balance, the necessary relationship with what is natural and what is cultivated. So
Oh yeah.
I
No,
wanted that in
absolutely.
the garden card here,
Yeah.
because I often see the garden card being portrayed as a very formal garden,
Hmm.
like a public park. And that works very well with some of the meanings, like a place for gatherings and meeting people and things like that. I just also felt that it needed a little bit more. So
Yeah.
a bit more garden and a bit less park, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, that was
No,
how I
I
did
like
it.
that. No, I like
People can
that.
argue with me if they like.
No, no, no. I like that. I like the wildness of the garden more than, like you said, because a park is very much different than the garden. The garden's wild and like flowers and all that stuff, and a park is too manicured.
Mm,
Too many rules. Now we're back to like the fox.
yeah.
I like
Yes.
that.
Yes. It's sort of very formal.
I know. I like that. I can't wait to get the deck. It's like I said, I'm waiting.
I hope it comes through soon. I'm
Me
fingers crossed.
too.
It should be
Yes.
on its way.
Yeah. I'm forever waiting for for these fun things. I actually, funnily enough, I sent one to my
Mm,
friend and she got hers before me, so I should have put mine first.
yes.
But letting other people enjoy it. But I like how you use those stories though, because I always like the decks with those stories because they mirror the cards. You know, Lenormand always mirrors nature, like you're saying, and what's going on in the world, and seeing it then through the symbolism of the card, especially for that time, medieval times, where the picture
Yeah.
spoke a million different words, especially on
Yeah.
how they had to. Oh,
Oh,
sorry.
oh, sorry. Here's one I've just been thinking about lately, and I think that is
Oh
because
yeah. Oh my gosh, the
of the
monkey.
Aesop story. We had elections here in the UK, and I keep hearing this phrase of the people want change, the people want change. And when I was doing the stork card, I kept thinking about the Aesop story about the stork and the frogs who wanted a king.
Yes.
The frogs wanted a king, so God sent them a log to be their king. They were quite happy for a while, and they realized that their king didn't really do very much. He just lay around floating in the creek, being a big lump of wood, and then the frogs started calling on their god. I don't know whether it was God in a universal god in general or a particular frog god, but he seems to have got a bit cheesed off with them pestering him because they wanted a king who did something, and he sent them a stork,
Oh
and
my
the
gosh.
stork started eating all the frogs. Well, they wanted a
Yeah.
king who did something, and they got
Oh
the
yeah.
stork.
Yeah.
So here's the storks and the frogs, and of course the stork is about change and transformation and travel and
Yeah.
new births, new beginnings, and all kinds of things. I just for some reason, I felt like I wanted to remember that change for the sake of it isn't always something that people should be rushing into. I hear
Yeah.
people complaining because we had a general election like about a year ago or something, and now everyone's not happy that things that they wanted to see changed haven't changed, and people are talking about the people want change, which generally means voting for the loudest and most obnoxious party, and the one that promises to throw all the foreigners into the sea and stuff like that. And nobody looks at their other policies. And I think about the frogs who wanted a king and the stork, and yeah, go about shouting
Yeah.
for change, and you might change you don't like.
Yeah.
Change
Yeah.
for the sake of. I think about exactly what you want to change and what really affects you personally. Yeah.
Oh
So
yeah.
yeah. This card has been very much in my mind lately. I
Yeah.
guess you have the same in the States. You had a lot of frogs who wanted a king who did something, and maybe not that something.
Yeah.
It's a general human weakness. We're very very frog like.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
especially this. I think we should
Yes.
probably be more like this frog.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah. And
It's
I
like,
think the
don't
monkey
see
in the
me,
store.
don't see me.
Yeah, I like that.
I'll get out of the eye line, off the score there. Yeah. So that was
Yeah, that's
another story that has been much in my mind, and I wondered about whether I had maybe portrayed the stork a little negatively in the deck, because it's not always a negative card, because
yeah.
change can be good. It's very often seen as a very positive card. I just felt that aspect hadn't been. I felt at the time that aspect hadn't been examined sufficiently, and it was worth reminding people
Oh yeah.
about
Yeah.
change being something which is not always good. Newer isn't
Yeah.
always better. Different isn't
Yeah.
always more fun.
No, absolutely. And even when you're wanting to change something, getting to the heart of actually what you want to change, because a lot of people are like, I need change, so they get a haircut and
Hmm.
immediately regret it. But like, what were you really wanting to change?
Yeah, it's like,
Not
oh, I
just
want, yeah, what that change? Yes. Now I look like a mushroom. No, and I
yes,
have to live with
exactly.
it for the next however long until it grows out. Yeah,
Yeah, exactly. But
yeah.
instead of going to the heart,
Changes you want to make. Really,
yeah,
really, asking those questions. I
yes,
think that is, and that's my take on Stork. And of course, as with all the cards, there are so many aspects. You can't include every
yeah,
possibility. I've tried to
yes,
give enough connections to the stories to, I suppose, a sort of collective lore that we all
hmm
have stored away. At least if we, if we read fairy tales when we were children, or had them read to us, or even watched the Disney versions, like
yeah,
there is there are some things which most people kind of know, and you can just sort of trigger that knowledge and those memories with
yeah, yeah.
the stories that are there, and they're
Oh,
sort of alive through this deck. Um, just waking up what you probably already knew but might have forgotten. I like that. I like that as an, an
yes,
idea of yeah, using tarot or Lenormand as whatever to just sort of wake up what you do already know. It doesn't have to be all
hmm
absolutely new. Just recovering what's already there and
Yeah. Yeah.
putting
No, I
it
like.
into a new context.
Yeah, I like that.
So,
Yeah,
is
I
there,
like. Oh, well,
thank you.
this is, there's just
Is there
comments.
anything
Just
else anyone wanted to?
oh, sorry. Well, somebody was saying
Oh,
the quote about the
I'm
woods.
not seeing the.
Oh, yeah. I have to go to a completely different screen to see any of the comments, but somebody just said that quote was from To Kill a Mockingbird. So that was, but I put in there if anyone wanted to see a specific card or anything. So,
Okay. Well, thank you. Yeah.
yeah, it took me a long time to navigate the comments on lives.
Yes. And
So,
that is a very fine book by an author who really does know their traditional stories. So.
mhm. Yes, definitely. I like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I know. That's why, yeah, hopefully I did put the link to in there as well, so everyone should get the
Oh,
deck because it speaks like it makes you think about the Lenormand cards more. It makes you see that like thinking outside the box, not change for change, but even like the change, how are you going to change? Is it change you want? Or like if you got the child, it's a pregnancy and oh, it's change, but like don't think about the draining bank account or the late nights. You know what I mean? Because that's change
yeah.
too, you know?
And then of course you can set them all out in a in lines in a
Oh, see, that's
tableau. They're actually
perfect.
better for small tableau
Oh, I,
because then you can start to weave the stories together
yeah.
and see how they change if you move the elements around.
I see the boxes. Oh, see, another layer. I like that because they all fit together. Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
Yeah,
Oh, that is amazing. See, Bjorn, you should
that's
do that. You
nice.
actually have the deck. I will when I get it, hopefully this week.
Yeah.
Because I will so do that.
Then you have to guide me how to do that.
Yeah, yes, I will. We'll have fun. Well,
So
yeah, we'll do like a,
you can actually make a whole page, or you can make a whole book with each element as part of the
Yeah.
sentence.
yes.
And then
Because,
you can then you shuffle it up, you change it again, and now you have all the same elements telling a completely different story. So
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, to see we could have an we could have an it using that in context, and I'd probably have to get a camera set up so that you could actually see
Yes.
them laid out
Yeah.
because we're all talking heads here. It's a bit
Yeah.
difficult to
Yeah.
actually show a spread with that. I
Yes.
will
Yeah.
get round to getting that set up so that I can show people. I'm trying
Yes.
to learn to work my video equipment a bit at a
Yeah.
time because I'm an old dinosaur. And
Oh, no, no. Yeah, no. You're good. You're good. Well, yeah, we'll do that when I finally get the deck. We could do something like that. Like I'll set up a Tableau for that. Because now, like, I'm about to lose a whole day just to dive into the elements and what the cards are and the meanings. Like, I could just see a whole day of mine gone from just exploring that. Like,
yeah,
to
and
clear out my schedule that day.
we can tell stories. We could tell stories between each other. I could write a
Mm,
line with this deck, and then you
oh
can
my
carry it
gosh.
on. Like um, you know when you were talking to Andrea on Sunday, and his latest deck is um, inspired by the Italo Calvino's Castle of Crossed Destinies,
Yes.
where
Yeah.
all the people are trapped in the castle. They can only talk with the tarot cards. But I think they could have had quite a lot of fun with a Lenormand deck like this. They could have told some stories with that.
Yes.
I,
No, Yeah, because I'm starting to like now. I'm like, I need that deck because I can just like notebook. Yeah, we should do that when I finally get the deck. We should do a good
Actually,
unveil and like play with the cards.
and Andrea's one is a Miriorama deck as well that you can fit it together in any order, and it makes a coherent line. So
Oh,
it's this sort of theme that's
yeah.
been popping up quite lately.
Yes. Oh,
So
that's amazing.
we can do that. We could have a storytelling session. That
Yes.
would be
So,
quite fun.
oh no, we're definitely doing that. I'll send you some days that we can definitely do that. And everyone who's listening, buy the deck so then they can play along too and like in the comments write what they get.
Oh yeah, yeah. And yeah, we could read it because we could set out spreads and read each other's stories
Yes.
and see how close you got to the intended communication.
I
We'll see if if that medieval visual language still works. I
oh
think that would be fun.
oh no, I am so excited. Like yes, we're doing it. I will definitely send some dates and
I
then we'll
love
put it on the
reading.
calendar.
Great.
I know, me too. Oh, this is gonna be fun. Yes, we're definitely doing it, everybody. I'm getting it as soon as
Okay,
the deck
okay.
comes. But yeah, I'll send some dates and then we'll let everyone know because everyone needs to get the deck. Just buy it today because if you have mail issues like me, I don't know when anything's coming. It's like back in the day,
Yeah,
medieval times,
yeah.
waiting for the guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. You have to sort of go out there and club your messenger over the head and take his parchments.
Yes, exactly. And our mailman's terrible. I was waiting for a book from an interviewer and like he delivered it to the neighbor's house. He decided to hold it for like 5 days longer than necessary. So like
I did have one delivery guy who came last week or something. I was expecting, and he actually parked outside my house. I wasn't expecting the delivery until the next day, as a matter of fact. So
yeah.
I didn't actually go out and challenge him. I just wondered who he was looking for. And he
Yes.
parked outside my house, and then he walked many yards around the entire neighborhood and up different streets in order to then go and deliver my parcel to a completely wrong address about 400 yards away.
Oh my
Then he
gosh.
came and got back into his van outside my actual house, which has the name of the house in very big letters by the front door, and drove away.
Oh my goodness.
And later I got a photograph saying, your parcel has been delivered to this. Like, whose front door is that? Was that guy earlier? What? I mean, these messengers get very imaginative in their perfidious
Oh yeah.
behavior.
Yes. Oh yeah. Definitely.
There's no way they do not sit at home plotting this stuff anyway.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I know.
Uh,
It's true.
where's the letter? I'm just going to try and find the letter
Oh, okay. Yeah. No
in
worries. And
here.
then yeah.
We got just a moment because
Oh yeah.
he was right
No, no.
here.
Yeah, no worries.
There we
Like
go.
then we'll definitely, cause like, but for everyone listening, we'll definitely, before we, sign, find some fun. If anyone wants to see a card before we
Yep.
sign off or anything like that. And then we're definitely coming back to play the game. Ah,
Yay.
Here's the letter. The,
one last card.
the dragon does not. The dragon is not signing for that.
Oh, no.
Like,
Yeah,
yeah,
no.
no, it's not mine.
Yes, I like that. Yes, I like it.
Is there anything else? Oh, and of course, Ryder. Yeah.
Oh, there we go. Oh,
Yes.
yeah. See, they come in loud
Your
but still get the
parcel
mail
will be
wrong.
delivered.
Yes.
Your parcel will be delivered between whatever time is least convenient for you,
Yeah, exactly.
and just after you left the house. That's okay.
Yes,
But
exactly.
hopefully they will get to you safely. And
Oh,
neither of
yes.
those two guys are on your postal ground at the moment.
Yeah, no, definitely not. And like I said, because this will be exciting. So for everyone listening, we are definitely doing that as soon as we get the decks. We are gonna, and you order your own decks. So I'm gonna challenge everyone, or because then you can play along too, and you can do that, and we can. It'll be a whole fun thing. I'm excited.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's it.
sorry.
Bjorn has gone
Oh,
home.
yeah, no, he's
Bjorn!
no,
No,
he'll
I'm not
we'll
gone, but
he'll
I lost the
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 Ah!
the kid. Yeah,
the
that's
video, the
Your
camera for some kind of reason.
image.
so.
I am
It
so
must be
sorry.
being
I'm
delivered by one of our postal services. Like, we
Yes,
have lost your image.
exactly.
Sorry.
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. No, I know. So it's like, well, yeah, it's all
Ah,
that fun. Yeah, that happens
For
sometimes,
fuck's
but
sake.
yeah, no, you're fine. We're at the hour anyway, but no worries. Just make sure we have any questions. But yeah, no, and I was gonna say, do you want to yeah, before we come off, I'll share this everywhere, of course, and everyone make sure to get the deck because first of all, not only is it amazing, you can
well,
play the game when we first
join
come
our
out with
party.
it. Yes, exactly. I love it. Oh my gosh. Oh,
Party
there's
house.
that's like the guy in the window.
Yeah,
That kind of
see,
party.
he's a bit too close area. Well, the
Yes.
guy downstairs is so in love with his horse that he does not
Yeah.
care.
Yeah. I love it. See, lots of laughs too.
It could be a more difficult journey there, mountain
Oh, yeah, yeah.
like
But
that.
even,
I think,
yeah.
I think, I think, I think this is the route that my postman pretends that he takes every morning. And I had to climb this mountain, and there were lions. I could
Yeah.
not deliver your parcel because of lions.
Oh my gosh, yeah, I like that. I like how you have the tree underneath the thorns too. Yeah, so see, I know. See, it's just such a fun deck that everyone should just have it because it's like, it sparks the imagination to really bring out different things in your readings, to bring out different things like from the natural world into that symbolism. Yeah. Sorry.
It's pretty. It's pretty fun. I mean, it's making me laugh, and I made it. So I just like to laugh at my own jokes. It's fine. Yeah, it's good fun. It's still entertaining me all this time later. So I think
And
we've got something there.
oh yeah, that's the sign of a very, very good deck that you will love it and keep laughing with it, seeing new things and really bringing that out after, like you said, you
Yeah,
created it, you know everything, but it's still showing you different things. That's an amazing
yeah.
deck.
I'm just looking at it and thinking, I forgot that I put that there.
Oh yeah.
I love this goat going side of the mountain
Oh, I
because he's a
know.
goat.
Yes, yes. I
Goats
love
go
that.
the right side.
Yeah.
And
That's amazing.
the poor old hermit too.
Yes. No, but that's
You
good.
know, you want to be part of the world, but there's this lion in your cave. Just so
Yeah.
sad.
Yeah, time to run. Enemy in the thing. But there you go. Another Lenormand's like, another way Lenormand's read. I like how you captured all the nuances and everything that the meanings are in the card. Sorry, I can't talk now.
Yeah, yeah. Just
Yeah.
to sort of help you to remember what the possibilities are with the card, because you can have just like a lot of people do really just to have the
Hmm.
symbol by itself, very um plain and simple. I think somebody said that the best Norman deck would be just to write the name, the title
Oh.
of the card on it, and use that to not have anything to distract you. But human beings, I think human beings often need what you might call distractions in order to learn and to get to and to get to grips with things.
Hmm.
We've got those minds that do go off at all kinds of different tangents, and if you make something too objective, we can't deal with it. It
it's
just
true.
loses our famously fugitive imagination.
Yeah. Yes. No,
No,
it's true.
I think some people will love it, and some people will think that's not for me. That's not for me. That's not the way I read, and that's okay. That's okay. You're all wrong, but it's
Yes, that's
okay.
what I was going to say. Bringing out the adventurous in everybody.
Obviously, this is the best deck that you could possibly get to
Oh,
read
yeah.
with. So there's that. Yeah,
Oh my gosh, I agree.
and it is fun. It's not boring.
Yeah, no, I agree just from what I've seen because like I'm going to get the deck and I'll have way more to say once I get it. But I can see that because like with Lenormand, you have to think well, you've got two cards and you have to think of all the symbols it encompasses and these stories that you did and the way it is makes it playful, makes it help, expands your mind, lets your intuition soar. So I definitely think it's an amazing deck to have because it's going to make you really dive into the cards in a way that you're going to give the best interpretation, the best responses. So yeah, I absolutely love it.
I'm really glad you're liking it, and I hope you get your actual deck very soon. Have
Yes.
lots of fun with that. Yeah, we need to do a
Oh yes.
revisit, and
Oh
talk
yeah.
through the medium of the cards. That would be a really fun thing to do.
Oh yeah. So that's why everyone grab your decks. We're gonna come up with a
Describe it.
date. Yeah, we're gonna come up with a date and then everyone can mark your calendars with your deck and it's gonna be so much fun to dive into your deck to really see everyone's views of it as well, like how they're seeing the card. I love always hearing how people are, connecting to
Really
the deck
nice.
as well.
It'd be really
Sorry.
nice if we could, if we were able to let people join in.
Oh, yeah, we can do
They
a
could
Zoom.
actually use their decks.
Yeah, yes.
Anyone who's already got a deck could just
Yeah.
play along. Be fun.
So, yeah, so we'll have
Just sort
to,
of work
we'll have,
out.
yeah, we'll have to talk then, like, yeah, exactly how we're going to do it. But I have a couple of ideas. So everyone just be excited to hear the announcement in a couple of days once we work through it. All right. Yay,
Oh,
everyone. Yeah.
absolutely.
Yes. No, yay. So thanks.
Okay.
Oh, I was gonna say, yeah, thanks everyone. And keep watching this post, keep watching the newsletters, because I will definitely post the date and how we're gonna do this in a couple of days so everyone's prepared. All right.
Okay. Right.
Yay.
We shall work on that then.
Yes, I'm
Oh well,
excited.
thanks for having me on the
Yes.
broadcast again.
Oh my gosh.
It's been great.
Always, it's always
It's been
amazing to have you.
really great.
Yes.
Yeah, I feel like we've talked about loads of stuff today, and there's just still loads more.
That's why
Could
we're
carry
doing
on for
round two.
hours,
Oh,
but yeah. So it's probably best for the sanity of everyone watching that we chop it up into manageable pieces. So
because then
that's great.
definitely get more. Definitely. Yay. Oh, all right. Yeah. Thanks, everyone. And
Oh,
I'll post this. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. I feel like there's a delay.
that's all right. Thank you. I was just saying thank you, Morgan.
Oh,
Thank you.